Alrighty, good morning everybody. Hope you are having a great day and enjoying yourselves. Did you enjoy the weekend? I know I did. There was a lot of exciting things that went on this weekend. Oh, let me tell you. Started off by Saturday morning doing a short little recording for one of the new series I'm developing. And it went off without a hitch. And what I'm trying to decide now is whether or not I should go ahead and tape the whole entire season and then put it out bit by bit for the YouTube, and then also convert it over to radio files for a radio show, or to just record, publish, record, publish, record, publish. So, we'll see how that goes. Personally, I think, I might do like a starter episode or a teaser, put it out there to you all on the YouTube channel, and see how you all like it. And if you like it, then I'll release episode 1, episode 2, and so forth and so on. I will also convert them all over to radio format as well, and produce a little radio show. That was my vision on that side is this: trying to recapture what it was like back in the old days of old time radio broadcasting, when you actually had radio shows like The Lone Ranger and the various different detective shows like the one and only Johnny Dollar and things like that. I mean, that was back when the golden age of radio was at its peak. I would like to see radio get back to that, but with the invention of YouTube and television and all that, well, radio sometimes gets forgotten about just a little bit, unless you're doing a podcast like this. Oh, excuse me. It's just amazing, how technology has changed the world, changed the way we look at the world in a lot of different ways. It's some for the better, some for the worse, I think. It just depends. Now, on the podcast side, I'm going to dive deeper into topics that I've already covered a little bit on the YouTube side. Like, for instance, the Alien series, They Walk Among Us, on YouTube. It was supposed to be a role-playing series where I was hoping to get a little interaction in my alien form from people. But it didn't really work out that way, and I honestly think we conditioned ourselves, and the media has conditioned ourselves, and Hollywood has conditioned us to believe that all alien life forms are evil, and they're only here to destroy us, if they even are here at all. I mean, think about it. You got Independence Day. They came down, shot a ray gun, blew up the White House. War of the Worlds. I mean, back in the day. That threw the whole world into a panic. And you have all these alien shows that went on in like Roswell, New Mexico, and things like that. They portray aliens as violent creatures that can even look like us to a certain degree. And maybe they can. But my point is this, and the only reason why I'm getting into this is because I'm trying to develop your minds a little bit and hopefully expand them and get you to really thinking. But I digress. If you were an alien and you land on a foreign planet and you knew nothing about the life that occupied the planet, but yet you saw all these videos and all these TV shows portraying you as some type of violent creature, would you want to sit there and raise your hand going, hello, look at me, I'm over here? No. I think if you were as intelligent as we think you are, and you got more technology than we probably do, you're going to lay in the weeds for a second. You're going to sit there and just observe. I know that's what I would do. If I lay, and speaking of which, there's another second series that I'm working on. I'm going to investigate in a role-playing format like that. Um, Let me give you a little bit of background. This may pique your curiosity just a little bit more. I've already put one little video out about it. It's entitled Planet Discovery. Anyway, the series is going to be based on this pilot who's been sent from Earth out into the universe to try to find a planet where we can colonize and terraform. Because back on Earth, a virus has broken out. It's driving people insane. And to the point to where you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. So we know in this storyline, we know that life as we know it on Earth is coming to an end. To try to preserve our way of life, we had to find another planet to live on. And that's what this pilot is going to do in this series that I'm currently writing. And I got him right now, and episode 1 was just a teaser type episode. It was like a minute and 30 seconds long. It's entitled on YouTube over there on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Planet Discovery. Now, a follow-up episode that I'm currently working on for it is the pilot is going to, I'm going to have him go down to the surface, explore, and see what is there. It should make for some very interesting videos for a little bit to flush out season number 1, I hope. And I hope that you all will take time to really sink your teeth into the whole entire series and watch it develop and grow from its infant stage to wherever it decides to go. Now, I got to thinking about it and everything, and at the time of this recording, the China rocket is still plummeting down to Earth, and they still have no idea where it's going to land, how much is going to burn up in the atmosphere, and how much is going to really hit wherever it hits. I was sitting there watching the news earlier, and the little broadcaster was there saying, oh, how not to worry because, more than likely we'll be all right. Listen to those words right there. More than likely. Now, I don't want to scare anybody or make you thinking, but you had no idea what these foreign countries are going to do, what they're actually thinking, or anything of that nature. I mean, think about it. They sent this rocket up in the first place to start working on their own, creating their own space station. Well, we got one, why shouldn't China have one? That's the way they're thinking. Now, I'm looking at it like this. You had no idea what that rocket really held. We haven't been on good terms with China, and I don't know how if we ever were. My mind kind of wants to sit there and just raise the question just for a moment of who's to say that rocket doesn't have like nuclear warhead on there or some type of other military device, biological, chemical, whatever. And wherever it hits, I mean, yeah, okay. That's really reaching, I know. And we really shouldn't be thinking like that. But that's the first thing that pops up in my head. I don't really think that's going to happen, but it's a thought that just crosses the mind a little bit. And you can't help but think about things like that to a certain degree. Because, the world is a very scary place. And with everything we have dealt with over the past year and a half with there's no telling what's going to go on. But, you got to just keep moving and keep pushing forward. So that brings us back to the topic of today's video. Have you ever stopped to think about where you are and where you came from? And that can be done in many different ways. Like, for instance, when I'm talking about how come we haven't been to the moon again? Could it be because we have found intelligent life forms and we were told not to come back? Or let's go just a step further. Maybe we came from Mars. These things are just to kind of get you to think, laughing a little bit at the very least, and to keep you entertained. Oh, man. Then you can really take it, or you can take it into another different direction. Where are you now in your life? Where did you come from in your life? And how did you get there? Where do you plan on going down the road? These things we have to stop and think about from time to time just so we don't lose our bearings and slide out of control. I'm telling you, it can be overwhelming at times, I'm sure, for a lot of you all, because, we're either, some of us are either dealing with health issues of one kind or another, personal trials and tribulations. The real world can become very daunting, and you need an escape like Second Life from time to time on role playing, just to take a chance to take a breath. I did a video with it as well. If you haven't checked it out already, it's the one called "Sometimes You Gotta Stop and Take a Breath," and you really do, because once you don't, you're gonna just barrel down until you feel like cracking and everything just comes to a head and you explode. uh, Now let's think about this for a moment. Exploding. Exploding can be fun in certain ways. But you gotta, what I mean when I say that, I mean there's always the tension between two lovers, and you reach that little point where you just want to explode, and that kind of explosion can be fun. It can be. Oh, man. Now, let's think about where we came from. Some of you everybody comes from a different walk of life. No one person has the same experiences, or was raised the same way, or even taught the same belief systems all the time. So you gotta think about where you've come from and where you're going to go. It's bizarre. It's also a sign of reflection that it's very, very important you do this for the betterment of your own health from time to time. I know a few of you out there right now that I've talked to personally that are going through some very trying times and you're at times losing your way and you don't know what to do. Well, I'm here right now trying to give you what little guidance I can. I am no expert in anything, quite honestly. I just give you my opinion. I try to cheer you up. I give you a place where you can vent, and you know that. So keep your head up when you are facing your little problems, and you got the time in between appointments where you're sitting there on edge and you don't know what. You're just ready to fucking scream. I know it can get very, very trying on your patience. I know sometimes you feel like crawling up into a hole. But you can't allow yourself to slip into that dark place. Because once you slip into that dark place, it's hard to crawl out of. So smile and think about Jack flying around in a little weird alien outfit trying to interact with whoever he encounters. That should make you laugh. It should make you laugh and put a smile on your face for the day.